Welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and we're going to move into Module 3 at this stage. So we're about halfway finished with this entire course related to communication. In Module 3, we're going to be looking at written communication, and yeah, it's got grammar and spelling and all that fun stuff along with it. And so much of this work, so much of your work associated with project engineering requires a high level of skills associated with communication. As we've seen, we have meetings we have to go to, we have forms we're filling out all day, we're writing letters, we're doing RFIs. So in the previous models, we have studied both nonverbal and verbal, which was a combination of both hard and soft skills. However, when it comes to written communication, there's a strong regimen of hard skills which relate to grammar and spelling, along with how you compose that letter. So you got a lot more hard skills, and they're hard skills that none of us like to learn. Grammar is probably the most difficult thing to try and remember and get it in your mind as if you understand it. It's just more memory type stuff. So in this video, we're going to learn how to use some tools to assist us in these hard skills of written communication that will ensure that you've written documents that are professionally done with all the proper grammar and spelling that we would expect in a professional business environment. And as part of education, we've been trained to generally understand most of the rules associated with grammar, but let's face it, it's a tough subject to master. And you've probably been through this all through high school and college and English 101 and English 102. And while we somehow made our way through all that and probably got to halfway decent grades, it'd be hard to say that, at least myself, that I'm really good at grammar. It's that I can quote off why a past participle was supposed to do this or whatever. So luckily, technology has expanded its role to help us in this matter if you know how to use it to your best advantage. And in this video, we're going to walk you through building an automatic tool that will assist you in this regard without making you an English major. So we're really trying to streamline our way through this so that we don't have to become English 101 majors when we're done. So you may be familiar with browser add-ins that provide software programs to work in the background. And they provide useful things such as spell checking or, there's all sorts of add-ins that you can do here. In this case, we're looking for a powerful add-in that automatically checks both our spelling and the grammar at the same time. So that when we've completed an email or a letter or whatever, you hit one key and it provides you with a fully proofread document and it corrects all the mistakes. It's pretty cool. Huh? You just type it in, hit a button, and wham, it just fixes it all. So when you study the matter of these add-ins, you'll find that there are many vendors who offer these grammar and spelling tools, and your choice of which one you want to use will be based on your personal needs. In this video, we will look at several different projects, and we've offered a solution that will work for you while you're attending the academy. So we'll go ahead and let you understand how these tools can really save you a ton of time and increase your professionalism. And I have to admit it, at first, when I was going to college here recently, 4 or 5 years ago, I thought it was kind of cheating to have a tool that would correct all my documents for me. Because it's pretty sweet. I can make sure that I was, in these document checkers, they'll tell you what percentage of, if you've got an 8 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 type document. So it was real easy for me to make sure I was sending in really good documents to my professors, so I didn't get hung up with grammar problems that they always take grades out for. And as project engineers, you're going to be tasked to take care of everything possible in the quickest and most professional manner to keep your project on schedule. So why would you not use a tool that's out there? And I will say this, the academy that I went and asked them the question before I went into it too deeply, And they said there's no, the point is, can you be more professional in your work output? They don't care how you do it, just can you be that way consistently? And rather than losing an hour a day worrying about grammar, we need to be taking care of problems. So this was the reason grammar tools were created. And they're a tool to assist you so that you can focus on the content of the message rather than the format of the message. So we're going to go ahead and move into the next thing. The first thing we need to do is decide which tool will best fit our needs in the way of written communication. And as your professor, I can say that I had a lot of success with Grammarly, and it's one of the best tools on the market. However, it carries a hefty price tag on it, and that's not really going to fit into the world of Sturgeon with all their employees and everything having to pay $40 a month for a grammar checker. So after doing much research and working with a bunch of vendors, I found many free toolkits that will do roughly the same thing, but they're free or close to free. And in this tutorial, we will walk you through using the application called White Smoke, which we've been beta testing for some time, and it works very well for the type of work you guys are doing. It's very streamlined and will fit in exactly what project engineering is all about. So we have made an arrangement with White Smoke so you guys can go ahead and use this without you having to pay for it while you're in the academy. And once you leave the academy and you've graduated or whatever, you can either decide to have your project go ahead and add that subscription fee, and we're going to negotiate a fairly good deal that will allow us to keep that a very costly or very cost-effective price. So basically all we're going to do here is the first thing you're going to need to do is just click on this link, and you can see the whitesmokewriterpro.ex. This will start the download of the program you're about to install. And once you've downloaded and installed the software, you're ready to check out how this tool will work for you. And it works wherever you may be, typing an email, a letter, your logs, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints. It's really quite slick. So let's go ahead and get into that. Once you've installed White Smoke, it'll put up a screen that looks like this. And once you get to the screen, please type in the following activation key. And that will allow you to use that software while you're in the academy. And so that's all we need to do. And once you've done that, we're ready to go ahead and start using this program. And it'll critique any language that is written on the screen at that moment. And so we can do multiple languages, which I doubt seriously we'll use here. But it will also critique the grammar of whatever language selection you pick. So let me take a moment and just show you how this works. So we're going to go ahead and walk through this and just show you different applications and how this works. So in this case, I've already opened up a Google, and I've gone to my email, and I've clicked compose right here, and then I started composing this very short little test message right here. This would be similar to what you guys would do. You just hop in, write your email just like you always would, and then off you go. Now when you're done with that, you're going to press the F2 key, and when you do that, bam, you're going to get this box that pops up on your screen that says White Smoke Writer Pro, and it's got right here, it says to the class. You can see where it's a green above it saying do we want to make that just a single dash to the class or double dash. We can see the purpose to or whatever for. This is giving us different language selections to make our work look a little bit better. We can see here that for or more allows to focus more on the activities versus to focus on the activities. So this is basically giving you an insight into what this document is. And unfortunately, I'm having to show you this as a screenshot because when you hit F2, this box shows up on the front of your screen, so I can't really record it in a video. But this is exactly what you'll see. You'll also see over here on the left-hand side where it says My Score. If you click that, it will lift open a box and it will tell you why it's grading you at an 8 out of 10 on this document. And then when you're done with that, if you're happy with it, just apply the changes. You click it right here, and the second you do that, your document here is now fixed completely. So this is how easy it is. Whenever you're doing anything in, be it Word, be it Excel, be it PowerPoint, Google, Firefox, Explorer, anywhere where you're on the screen, it kind of sits above the screen and says whenever it hits F2, go check whatever's on that screen. So it's really a real fast way to do it. Typically when you're doing your emails, you pop them out, you hit F2, you look at it, you make a few changes, and then bam, you're ready to go. And then if somebody comes back to you and says, man, that document was really screwed up, you're going to go, wait a minute, man, let's go look, all right? And that way, at least to your clients, as well as to your bosses and the people you work for, are going to realize that you're on a very professional level of attempting to provide written communication at its highest level possible. And guess what? We didn't have to go learn English 101 again. So I really think this is a great tool, and it'll streamline your day every day. And what it's going to be able to do is after a while, you'll start being able to see as your scores over here, you may be starting to get, you find that you're writing in a score of 6 to 8 maybe. And, as time goes on, you'll get a little bit better and a little bit better. The other thing that's kind of fun to do is take somebody else's email, open it up, highlight it, just, take your cursor and highlight the words in it, hit F2 and check your buddy's writing. See how good he is. You might find that some of the guys that are talking to you, they're not even in the 4 or 5 range. They may be down at 2 and they don't even know it. So that just gives you an idea how well you're doing in comparison to your peers and your clients. So like as I was saying, this white smoke is really a simple way to do it. Now there's many others, and I spoke of Grammarly. There's another one called Ginger. And if you go into free grammar checkers on the internet, you'll get a slew of hundreds of them. And you can pick which one you would like to use. I just have found that this one is so streamlined that all you have to remember is F2. And it doesn't force you into, some of the grammar proofers are going to try and make you learn grammar, meaning it's going to put all this stuff up and you kind of have to guess on how to get it right. Whereas this just says, look, here's the right way to do it. You want to do it or not? And you say, yeah. And nobody's going to slight you for that either. All they care about in business is, was it professionally done? And did you get communicated what you wanted to communicate? So once again, we're taking our focus off of English and writing skills, and we're putting it on to how well can we compose a very detailed communication without being overly wordy that conveys our message in a way that people are going to accept it and or approve it, or at least provide them with solutions to problems that they may have. So as I could go on and I can show you a couple more, but I don't know that it's really all that necessary. If you guys just play around with it, whenever you're in a browser, if you hit F2, it's gonna go spell check. By the way, it's gonna spell check that browser, see what was on that web page. So I pull up, let's say an myrgroup.com, and I find something I like in there. I hit F2, whammo, it's got all the text up on my screen. It's already grammar checked it and spell checked it. And if I want to, I can take my mouse and I can highlight the entire section over here. and then just Control C, and then I can use it in one of my documents if I want to. So it saves me the hassle of having to either retype what's on a website or try and copy it and then paste it back into a Word document and all that. And, obviously when it's web-based, you get all these weird control characters. So what you might think you're going to get when you paste it in Word is completely different. At least this way, you're just getting the text and you can use it however you wish. So I encourage you guys to use it, and use it every time you write something. Just hit F2. And if you can remember that, your grammar is going to, in your spelling, is going to reach the very high levels of 8 to 10 on a regular basis. And that's really what we think is the right way to approach this issue in the 21st century. It's dumb to go back to the way we were doing it. So I'm going to leave you with that, and we'll move on to the next section. Thank you very much.